Charlie Day.
Ah, Charlie,
how are you?
Seat right there. We're actually on the air. We just
pleasure. Nice to meet you.
We just do a come right in, sit down on the air kind of a thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That people know it's real.
I don't like that whole, they come in, sit down during a commercial break, and then you're like,
just stare at each other.
Yeah, you like say things that you're like, oh, you should have said that on the air.
They tell the best stories before they come back. Like, what'd you do? Oh, man, I'm tired. Just shit on a hooker. Oh, and then you're back on the air. I'm like, fuck
that. It freeze up. This way you can come in frozen.
Yeah. So, Idris Elba's in this movie?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I'm obsessed with meeting him. I've not met him yet. And,
why?
I love The Wire so much.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah, I was very depressed when I found out he was English, just because I was like,
so odd.
Was that strange?
Like, he's such a better actor than I am.
Yeah.
I can't doesn't go the other way. I'm not going to go to England and butcher their accent.
It is humiliating when British actors come. Like, I didn't know Gary Oldman was British until I heard him interviewed.
Oh, well, he's just, he's crazy good.
Or Idris, and who else? McNulty on The Wire.
All those guys. You find out they're all British.
Yeah.
And
everyone in Batman, fucking, who Bale and
Christian Bale.
Bale, there's another one. Yeah.
Fuck.
Just like
he does amazing American accent. Yeah.
Are we that easy?
Yeah, I guess so. If you're a great actor, maybe. It's easy.
I think they just have a more intense acting discipline over there. It's learn every accent and
right.
Where we're just like, hey, you good at fart jokes? Great.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Everyone in America does their Beatles version of an English accent. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just terrible. Wow. Pacific Rim.
Have you seen it?
No, not yet.
You're going to love it.
I'm waiting. It looks insane.
I know it's my job to come in here and say you're going to love it, and I kind of wish I wasn't in the movie and I'd seen it so I could tell people and they'd actually believe me. But I love the movie.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
If you hate fun, then you might not like the movie. If you're I only like movies like Sophie's Choice. Well,
oh boy.
Yeah.
It looks huge, like a huge movie.
That's the thing about this movie. It's gigantic.
Yeah.
I would recommend seeing it in IMAX, which is where I saw it for the first time, and then my mind exploded.
What's it about?
Basically, it's about giant monsters coming out of the ocean and the robots that we've built to punch them right in the face. It's like a classic, almost Godzilla-esque. They're called kaiju. The monsters are kaiju. It's like from
so it is like Sophie's Choice. Okay.
Very much like Sophie's Choice. Do I keep the baby? Which child do I keep? And which one do I punch in the face? Because I think it's a lizard from space. But it's just like a fun summer blockbuster. The movie's awesome.
So you're happy with it. When you watch something, or do you critique yourself fuck, I hate this, or are you kind of comfortable and enjoy watching yourself work?
You know what? I've been very lucky to have done so few things that I haven't done one yet that I've been Horrible Bosses was great. So watching that, I was like, oh, this is fun. This is good. I love Sunny. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And but earlier on, when I started out, it was a lot of oh, I hate this crap.
And I'm reading that your first...
Wait, can we ask you for one?
Yeah.
One that I hated?
Yeah, one example. We'd love hearing those.
Oh, man. Let me...
Maybe it's a commercial or...
I did tons of shitty commercials. There's one going around the internet right now that I talked about on a talk show, which is Thomas's Bagel commercial. Really bad.
I love digging those up, man.
Oh, man,
hey, look at the guy. He looked like an idiot.
They always get, if you're a young actor and you need to eat, they always got that on you. It's you got to do a couple bad gigs. Man, what did I do? I was the mailroom kid and the Mary Tyler Moore special. Just a lot of schlocky little one-liners.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Did you work? Did you have scenes with her or Valerie Harper? Or?
Yeah. There's this funny audition where she looks at herself in the mirror and I had one line. It was looking fine. And I sort of said it sarcastically in my audition, hey, you don't have to keep checking yourself out. You look okay. And then I get down to set, and they're like, all right, this is Mary Tyler Moore. you can't be sarcastic. You really have to compliment her that she looks very good.
Oh, God.
So, like, looking fine turned into, like, looking fine. A very different thing than what I'd expected.
Oh, no. You
know.
want the fun Mary Richards, but you get the one from fucking...
From Ordinary People.
Ordinary People. Yeah, the Ice Queen. Brown socks to the son's funeral.
A little bit. She's very sweet to me, though. It's very nice. Like, for a first gig, and, made me feel like I belonged there.
How was Valerie Harper?
She's still alive, right? Didn't see her. Didn't return any of my phone calls.
Damn it.
None of my fan letters. Of course, I wasn't really a fan. I got to be honest. It's like that's all before my time.
Yeah, exactly.
I was kind of there, being like, I don't give a shit about these people.
It's a job.
Yeah, this is a game.
They probably sensed it too. Like every young actor's probably so in awe of them, and then you just didn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, I think there's like a mid '70s '80s cutoff for their major fan base.
Yeah. What did you grow up like? Enjoying and watching on TV?
Let's see. I mean, I'm born in '76, but probably didn't really pay attention to things till '85. So E.T. and Back
to the Future.
Yeah, Back to the Future, Star Wars. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. What about like TV shows? Because they were pretty cheesy.
You know what I loved was Night Court.
Yeah,
Did you guys watch Night Court?
Oh yeah.
This is my favorite. I don't know because it took place at night. It was like I felt like like after when I was supposed to go to sleep, and I'm like, oh, this is what adults are doing at night. This is very interesting.
Going to court.
They're all going to court, and and sitting on whoopee cushions.
The judge is always a card, isn't he?
He's doing magic tricks up there. And
never seen that.
Marky Post is just getting fucking beatings and everything she does in her Lifetime movies. Yeah, that's all she does is play like the abused woman now.
I know. She came in and auditioned for us for a part in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, my God, that's Marky Post. We want to cast her because, we all love Night Court, but, she was, very wrong for the role.
Oh, right,
So, it's really tough, to see those sort of actors come through. And
was she bad? Well, I can say she's bad if she's wrong. Sometimes
she wasn't bad. It was just like
she wasn't right for the part.
that this woman was supposed to be really. I guess we didn't picture her as beat up as apparently she's getting.
Right.
She looked very good. She looked very good.
We found Looking Fine. We gotta.
We found Looking Fine.
Yeah, we gotta.
Get out of here.
Is this translated on the radio?
It's quick. Sure. It's Mary Tyler Moore in The Office. There's Charlie Day.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Jonas Seemeyer.
Oh, yeah. Just head right up those stairs up there.
I forgot I had another line.
Yeah, look at that. Another line.
2 lines.
Looking fine.
That was great. Looking fine.
I'm like checking her out.
That is awkward.
You gave her a wink too, Charlie.
I gave her a wink.
And now she's all happy. She's got a little pep in her step.
I don't know.
Thanks to you.
That seemed a little weird, maternalistic.
I know,
thing.
Weird, like mother.
It's a little
son,
weird. Yeah,
but
you were a little too young to be.
But maybe I'm gonna bang her. I don't know what's going on in that show.
Make Mary eat your ass in the mailroom.
Oh, and I would have done it. I needed work. I needed money. I was like, look, it's in the script. It's on NBC. It's a big part.
That's a great first role, though, man. Like, seeing with Mary Tyler Moore, even if it's just that, it's fucking great.
It was a good gig, yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
With
big time.
With Sonny in Philadelphia, were you surprised with how much freedom you get for content?
No, not really, because that was sort of the deal at about doing it at FX, which was like, here's a place where they'll pay you nothing, but they'll let you do whatever you want.
Right.
And just to get the chance to.
It's a great show.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Oh my God, it's one of the best.
Yeah, we're season 9 right now.
Jesus,
yeah,
amazing.
How is it working with DeVito?
He's great.
Yeah,
he's
obviously.
Great. Like, and I can't. I can barely keep up with the guy. He's a maniac.
Yeah.
He can. He likes his fun and he can party and he never sleeps but he's a really good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it really is. There's quite a difference watching a show where you get some real language real situation. It takes you out of it when you know they'd have said something a little more harsh, and they pull back on network TV like that.
I don't know how those shows can compete in this day and age.
Exactly.
Where you can find anything you want, sort of tailor-made to you, and you're right. Like it's like, how do you pull your punches?
Takes you right out of it when it's like, nah, you wouldn't have fucking backed off like that or said something rude.
I like the believable dialogue in a sitcom, though, like off the funny look, and then the crowd explodes with laughter. I mean, that's me every time. Oh, every time it gets me.
Sure. Hey, look, you're in the majority, I think.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
All I would do if I was working with Danny DeVito is do fucking Cuckoo's Nest lines. That's all I would do, is talk about.
Which is odd because most people would think Taxi. Yeah.
I love Taxi too. It's a fucking masterpiece. But Cuckoo's Nest is.
Man,
What lines would you do?
Just, I bet a nickel. I bet a dime.
Yeah.
That's all I'd say.
I bet he'd love that.
Yeah.
Oh, he would never get old.
Constantly.
You do his lines.
Oh,
constantly,
yeah,
which would be-
Only
that's,
his.
Yeah, good.
There's someone that's worked forever.
Yeah.
Like he's every year you could look at his body of work.
Yeah.
Over the
And the
years.
guy that I'm sure everyone was like, you want to be an actor? You
Right,
know,
yeah,
like,
exactly. All right, you're 2 feet tall and
yeah.
a little pudgy,
A little abrasive.
a little lacking the hair.
He was great in Ruthless People. Did you ever see Ruthless People?
Oh, yeah.
It was, I dare you to kill her. When his fucking wife, like Bette Midler, I think it was kidnapped. And
War of the Roses, too.
Yeah, he directed War of the Roses, too. That's the thing.
Amazing.
He's a really smart guy.
Really, yeah. Look at us blowing smoke up his ass right
Yeah.
here.
Well, it's nice. It's encouraging. He's not like a typical leading man.
Do you want to crap all over him? Or,
Yeah, let's just shit on someone. We need
all right.
Make ourselels feel better.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, he really phoned it in. Could have been a much better penguin.
Were you acting in front of a green screen a lot?
No, that was the awesome thing about this movie.
How would they pull that? They actually built giant robots.
Like, well, no, they didn't build giant robots, but like they're so giant that you're actually not in the scenes with them.
Right, yeah.
But any scene that I was in, he built, like, Guillermo is this crazy director, and he's like brilliant guy. He did Pan's Labyrinth and like won
insane.
copious awards, and like. So he built these like gigantic sets. Things were always on fire. You know, there were like chickens and dogs running through the streets, and things were caving in. It was always raining. Things would explode. There were practical props and little like creatures that were supposed to be crawling on the big creatures that he built, like tiny little actual creatures. And
all right, so you're not staring at a tennis ball hanging from a wire?
No, never.
Oh,
it was never like that. It was pretty great. And then you see the movie, and then all the CGI, which they really. They did a great job with it when you see it, combined with those giant sets, and it's the most massive thing.
Is the CGI as good as Sharknado? Sharknado on Sci-Fi
tonight?
No, but it's close.
It's on tonight?
Sharknado, explain this to me.
It's a Sci-Fi original.
Charlie.
You know how they've been pumping out these movies where they get people from like the 80s or 90s, a few stars, and throw them in these movies? It's here's the plot. Storms in the Pacific have whipped up water spouts and sucked up a bunch of sharks.
When
they go over land, they fling thousands of sharks out at people. And they proceed to bite people and
very similar plots.
Yes,
very similar,
exactly.
All right.
And
I think a little bit more money went into this one. I'm gonna guess.
So ridiculous.
Tara Reid's in it.
Tara Reid,
Mary Tyler Moore, Valerie Harper.
Good.
Tara Reid.
Yep, she's still working.
And the father
she's good.
from
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Who's that?
Exactly.
I just know him as the father from Home Alone. We don't know his name. You want to see the trailer real fast?
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Can we turn you on to
Come
something
on.
today, please?
This is great.
Hurricane David is poised to be the first hurricane.
Storm. That's what's driven them all up north.
I've never seen so many
There he is.
up north.
Home Alone guy.
Look at this.
It's barely even raining.
It's flooding
Sarah.
here. And not the plumbing, the ocean. You need to go home.
I'm not going
I'm
anywhere.
from
Storm's coming.
90210.
It's coming fast.
Shark right through the window.
When they take
Sit
this
back and
job,
watch this.
Sharknado.
like they read a script.
Tornado's heading towards the airport. We need to destroy it before it gets to them.
Sharks are falling on people.
Yeah.
Watch out!
Look out, the shark's climbing the rope.
Sharks are rain down on us.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
We're going to throw bombs into the toilet.
This is
It's actually based on a true story.
Too many of them. We're gonna need
Guys, I
a bigger
think I'm in here
chopper.
promoting the wrong movie. I think this is what America needs.
You got
Exactly, right?
Oh, you got to see the Ferris wheel.
Oh, the Ferris wheel.
Rolling after people. Look at that special effects there, Charlie Day. Can you compete with that?
Right?
Can you compete with that shit?
Yes. But the amazing thing is there was no CGI there. They actually killed 1,500 sharks.
That's something to do with this day and age.
Yeah.
All the damn liberals. You know what's funny? That dad from Home Alone, I used to wait tables here in New York when I was starting out, you know, like before I was getting those sweet Mary Tyler Moore gigs.
Yeah.
And I used to wait on that guy.
Really?
Yeah, totally. At the Cornelia Street Cafe, like down in Greenwich Village. And he was okay. He was not a dick.
Okay.
But who's on top and who's on bottom?
My God, I was just thinking that. It's like,
how about
right?
that?
Who's in Pacific Rim and who's in Sharknado?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what's going to happen is that I'm going to be in Sharknado 5 one day. You know what I mean? And some kid's going to be in here that, like, one of these interns in the hallway.
But check this out. Remember when that guy was in Pacific Rim? Look at him. Sharknado 5.
Sharknado 5, man.
The heretic.
Everyone's talking about Sharknado. It's on tonight. So we watch that tonight, then we go and check out Pacific Rim.
Are you guys out now, or do you come out tomorrow?
We come out tonight.
Oh, you do tonight?
Yeah.
What time?
I think like 7.
Everyone's doing
They're
that. Everyone's doing that.
Yeah, they say fuck the Fridays. Let's start this whole thing on
People
Thursday.
can't wait. Why wait?
Right.
Yeah.
I think once people are excited, let them in. Let them see it.
I like to see it in IMAX if it's playing in IMAX.
Definitely.
You have to see it in IMAX.
There are movies that you just have to see in IMAX, and that's one of them. Because it's so big, you just want that immersion feeling like you're in it.
Yeah, watching it made me feel like when I saw, like, say, Jurassic Park for the first time.
Oh, man, yeah.
And I wish, I don't think IMAXs were even around.
No.
But, you know, can you imagine?
But I think I went back like 2 nights in a row to see Jurassic Park, like 3 times in a row. I was just
blown away.
Dumbfounded.
I saw the 3D version recently.
Really?
They re-released it in 3D because there was somebody who I was kind of hoping to put my penis in, and that's what she wanted to see.
Ooh.
And I agreed. It sounds like a great idea, and it just isn't made for 3D. It's okay. It was better done than I thought it would be.
It's not the sexiest movie in the world. Too.
Not at all.
To bring a girl to.
No.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Jeff Goldblum
people
thing.
Getting eaten by velociraptors.
Yeah, getting eaten.
Although when the thing sneezes on them, I'm like, huh? You know.
Jimmy, you want a little of this?
But did it work?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, boy.
No.
What happened? Did you blow it?
No. It wasn't meant to be.
That's a shame.
Wasn't attracted to me.
That's sad.
Why would she be?
Oh, Jimmy.
But anyway, I saw that, and it was kind of, I wouldn't recommend.
That was sad, man.
Wasn't it just sad?
Don't say why would she be?
That's okay.
Oh, we hear that every day.
Yeah,
To us, that's
I'm
like
fine.
nothing.
I'm
He's good. Look at him. Yeah.
Girls apparently don't want to go to coffee with him or
He
something.
just wants to take him to lunch, and they won't even do
Yeah,
that.
just a nice girl to lunch.
That's it. That's all you want.
That's all I want.
Little lunch.
Hey, man.
lunch.
Take her to Pacific Rim. That will get you
Yeah, see?
That will
There you
get you
go.
laid.
It probably would, because a girl enjoys a big movie like that, and I would fucking name drop. It's like when you'll do something. I go, it's funny when he told me when he did that. Like, you talk to him?
Yeah, so
yeah.
you can say that we're best friends.
Yeah.
That'll do nothing for you.
No, I'm a terrible name dropper anyway. I'm really bad
Yeah.
at it. Yeah, and girls never care if I drop a name. They just don't give a fuck. Like, can you introduce me to him? No. Well, then nothing.
Who's any hot what they call chicks in this movie?
Yeah. We have. Are you into Asian women?
Sure. Why not?
Ayapeisha Lee.
There's an actress named Rinko who's a lead actress.
Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
She kicks some butt, and she's beautiful.
Sexy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing some like kind of training to get inside the thing, and she looked pretty good doing that.
Those poor sons of bitches in those suits got beat to hell making this movie. Yeah, because they're actually, like I said, the guy built these giant props, so he built the inside of the helmet of the robot that they pilot, and he was like constantly shaking them around like they were on like an elliptical machine for 16 hours a
If
day.
they're getting punched in the face, it's got to react like you're getting knocked for a loop. Yeah.
So they beat the hell out of them for months and months. Me, I was like having bagels, eating coffee. These guys had to worry about their abdominal muscles.
Who'd you play?
I play a scientist in this movie, and it's like sort of a cocky, nerdy guy. He's Dr. Newton Geisler, and I'm like obsessed with the monsters, and I have sort of theories about how to stop them, and no one will listen to me. And so I eventually say, fuck everybody. I can swear.
Oh,
right?
sure.
I say, like, fuck everybody. I'm taking to the streets to sort of solve this problem on my own. And in this particular movie, a guy with the brains can actually be a bit of a hero too.
Right.
A bit of a quirky guy. Doesn't always have to be the most handsome man in the room.
Or the strongest, or the
strongest,
guy in
or
the suit, and
guy
sure.
with the,
Skinny tie.
good skin. It's none of that.
Got the skinny tie working for
I got
you?
a skinny tie. Yeah,
Nice.
he wants to be a rock star. Of course, he's sort of a geek, and but he gets his little rock star moment in the movie, which is good.
And who does Idris Elba play?
Idris Elba plays Stacker Pentecost, which is a great name, and he's like, he used to be one of the pilots of these robots, and back when we used to be winning the war, and now we're losing the war, and he's sort of like the last man standing. He's sort of like the general of the army, the guy it's the army is gone. We're more of a resistance. It's like a ragtag group of people coming together to try to save the day.
And does he play a British guy or an American?
He plays a Brit.
Okay.
He does his accent. You're a little. Yeah, I see. The
No, I don't mind
disappointment in your face.
Jimmy's like, oh,
No, I saw Luther. I actually liked him speaking a British accent.
Yeah.
It just took a little bit of getting used
He
to.
plays Stringer Bell. He plays Stringer
There's actually
Bell.
a name in the
He
movie.
lived through the shooting, it turns out. And now he's doing this.
He's like, man, I'm gonna stop these robots, and then I'm gonna fucking clean up Baltimore.
I can't wait to see it. It looks really good. It's
gonna do well.
A lot of action. I like
It's fun,
it.
man.
Yeah.
I guarantee if you enjoy a fun movie, you'll enjoy the movie. Because you know what? It doesn't. It's not so overly serious, which is kind of refreshing in these big sort of action movies. Which Atlantic Rim. I see you giggling over here.
What's going on, Sam?
Because the makers of Sharknado made a movie called Atlantic Rim.
They
Are you
jumped
kidding?
right on it.
They just took the
How
entire...
fast did they do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it out yet?
I don't know.
What
But nobody
the-
should see it because they'll be
course
filled up
not.
with Pacific Rim.
Well, no,
hell's
it's like
going
you
on?
get your fill of Pacific Rim, and then you get Atlantic Rim right after. And
Boy, they
you haven't
really
had
are.
enough.
They are terrible people over there.
Human beings.
Yeah, at least they have integrity. That's
I bet the
important.
CGI is really good.
Yeah, man.
Well, whichever one of them gets a sequel, that's the one I'll be calling.
It's
I'm feeling Atlantic Rim's going to get the sequel. We shot in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
starring with the father from Home Alone. That would be great. Both of you are in the same movie.
Too?
You'd be like, I used to wait on your table.
That son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
It is amazing how you remember everybody who was nice to you and everybody who was shitty to you.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up. You never forget, man.
Yeah.
Ones who treated you fucking horrible.
No, I'm always nice to someone in a restaurant, and you know they're handling your food.
Yeah.
They can
how
spit on
stupid
it.
can you be, right?
You know.
Yeah, you want to think it wouldn't happen, but
It happens.
you best,
It happens.
Anybody stiff you?
Oh yeah.
Any celebrity stiff you?
No, it's usually just like
regular guys?
little old ladies that would stick me.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, maybe they don't have the money.
Did you ever follow somebody out and go, "Is there a problem with the service?"
Yes.
And that's a really cool thing a server will do. They'll go, just basically go, "What the happened, motherfucker? Where's my money?"
Yeah.
And what was their response?
The service was terrible.
They can always pull that out of their head.
Looking back, they probably had a good point, but it seemed very unjustified at the time.
They actually told you the service was bad. All right, that's fair.
You know what it was? I remember the time they had asked. There was like construction on the street, and they were sitting out on the street. So they'd asked to be sat in this like little table way in this private room, and the inside was like completely the other side of the restaurant. So I was running around all day and serving people, and I would have to go into this little back room and check on them. And I guess they felt as though they weren't checked on enough. But that like not only did I move them to like a separate area, and then they didn't tip me. And then I told them not to come back to the restaurant. But I also knew that I was quitting really soon. So
Yeah.
I could say something like that.
Yeah. I think the worst thing a waiter can do is not come back and check when you're just sitting there for long.
Forever.
You're doing
true.
the head crane thing. That's worse than, because the food, I mean, any dummy can know, like, they're not cooking the stuff. They're bringing it to you. So as long as they're prompt with it. But man, when you're waiting there and you're like, my fucking drink has been sitting here empty, and you're looking around, you're trying to, like, anybody that walks by, a waiter, you just want to so maybe they'll tell them.
Yeah, let me just say, I was the absolute worst waiter.
Were you terrible?
Just a total airhead.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you had the chicken? No, oh, you had the fish, right. Let me run back to the kitchen. You know.
You didn't try to be one of those guys that never wrote anything down, were you?
No,
I hate those.
No,
guys.
I would slowly write everything down.
Yeah.
And
I'm not impressed.
Still get it wrong.
Yeah, stop trying to be off book.
Right.
Just fucking put my thing.
You're not impressing anyone.
Table of 8, and they're just like, what'll you have?
And they nod.
And they're just nodding. I'm like, he's got to fuck this
I think
up.
hidden microphone.
Yeah. Oh,
I think hidden microphone.
You think?
It's just a show. Because they give you that nod, like, yeah, I got a super memory. Do you? Then why are you waiting tables?
Well, sometimes I think the restaurant wants them to do that, right? Like it's like
they don't want to.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. Like, please, by all means, write it down.
Sure.
Yeah, because I'm all stressed out. Like, did he hear what I said? Because I like it if you say it and you see him right, you know, okay, he got that.
They get it wrong when they write it down. So you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna get it wrong,
bastards.
Or whatever. What does this have to do with Pacific Rim?
Nothing, just chatting.
No, and this is just interesting things for people to like sink their teeth into.
Yeah, this is the TMZ stuff.
Did you start filming Always Sunny season 9?
Yeah, we filmed the whole season, and we're editing it together right now.
What kind of topics you guys hitting on this year?
We got a bunch of good ones. A personal favorite of mine is we're all sitting around in the bar in one episode, and we're realizing that all these other bars have won all these awards, and that we've been around a really long time and not won any awards, which is sort of a wink-wink to the show.
Yeah, right.
And we go to other bars to figure out what they do. Some are like really bright and loud with the loud colors, and ring a bell, tell people when to drink, i.e. laugh. Others are like dark and moody, and there's a lot of like sex, but it's like period costume sex, so it's not like
right on.
And then we try to adopt their techniques to our bar for like this showcase, and of course we screw it all up, and we realize that we're probably to blame. And then let's see, we got one that was written by the guys who write Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow.
Which was a weird sort of thing where they were just huge fans of the show,
Wow.
and they wanted to write an episode for us. And we're like, well, keep the dragons out of it. And,
how
we're
odd
cool.
is that?
You should have kept the dragons in. What the hell?
I know. We don't have a big budget over there at FX.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, why haven't you guys won any awards? That sounds crazy. What do you think it is?
I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. I think
ridiculous.
We've always just sort of been a little under that radar. It's also, I don't know. It's a very sort of young kind of college-y show, and that's not necessarily usually what wins awards.
It's well written.
I think so.
It's well written.
I think
Hilarious.
it's crazy. But what are you gonna do, man?
How do you manage to stay like undergroundish for 9 years?
For 9
television?
years.
At that point, there should be lunch boxes and all kinds of other stuff, out there.
I don't know. No, we're not usually in those like comedy issues of like GQ or Variety.
Yeah.
It's like, but in a way,
That's kind of cool.
I think the audience likes that.
Yeah.
I think they don't feel
You
like it's
sold out, man.
like we've been like for better or worse, we've retained our street cred.
Right.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad
Are you
thing.
on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah.
No. I was on it for a little bit. I'm like, I can't. It's taking over my life. It's like people are able to write me directly.
Right. We talk about that all the time.
It's insane.
Like in the old days, you
insanity.
you didn't have immediate access to Burt Lancaster.
I know.
You had to go through like 50 people, and he probably wouldn't even see it.
You can't take it.
What's
You can't
surprising
take
was
it.
how much sort of anti-Semitic stuff I got, like you damn Jews, stupid Jews taking over Hollywood, and like I was
joking.
I'm Irish, and I'm Irish Catholic. I'm not even like like I'm Italian Irish Catholic. I was like, you're as bigoted as you are misinformed.
It is funny how dumb people are. They're fucking morons.
There's a lot of angry people out there.
Aside from Twitter, then, are there any internet outlets you go to that people bash you or stuff, and how do you deal with it?
I just sort of ignore anything like that. What's actually more weird and what I sort of had to get away from was how much like people love you. like, that's weird too.
Weird
you know,
too,
like that can get to your head, and then you're like, well, I'm the greatest person alive because people are tweeting it to me. You know, or like a lot of like, I like, will you marry me and have my baby? And then you're like, well, no, I'm married and I have another baby. So like,
so I can't do that.
Yeah, but
you can jerk me off in the car.
But you have a really cute picture, and I don't want her thinking about it. So, what is this story?
Oh no, I'm just saying like that's an option. If you don't want to marry the girl because you're already married, you can just let her jerk you off.
I don't know if that is an option. I don't think that's.
Jim has a whole nother.
I don't think that's in the bylaw.
This might be why you're single. This is why you're having a lady problem.
I am truly not a catch.
Charlie really has to go.
Yes,
they give us a few extra
out of here. We're just getting warmed up.
It's your side, man.
It's your damn people, man.
It's not us.
Yeah, they're ruthless.
You're busy. You're
I gotta go try
guy.
to sell this movie all over town. I want people
Charlie,
to see it.
Pacific Rim tonight at 7 p.m. or just tomorrow whenever you want to see it, and it is an IMAX, which is exactly how I'm going to see it here in New York.
Yeah,
and we're fans of you, and we've been trying to get you on for a long time. So
nobody told me this.
I'm glad it finally happened. I figured.
Well, I'm happy to be here, guys.
So please come back and see us. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Very
Be
cool.
right back with
a very funny Charlie
James
Day.
Cromwell.
Charlie Day.
Charlie.
How
take
are
a
you?
Seat right there. We're actually on the air. We just
Pleasure. Nice to meet you.
we just do a come right in, sit down on the air kind of a thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That way people know it's real.
I don't like that whole, you know, they come in, sit down during a commercial break, and then you're like,
just staring at each other.
yeah, you like say things that you're like, oh, you should have said that on the air.
They tell the best stories before they come back. Like, what'd you do? Oh, man, I'm tired. Just shit on a hooker. Oh, and then you're back on the air. Like, fuck
that. Freeze up. This way you can come in frozen.
Yeah. So, Idris Elba's in this movie?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I'm obsessed with meeting him. I've not met him yet. And,
Why?
I love The Wire so much.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's cool.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I was very depressed when I found out he was English, just because I was like,
so odd.
Was that strange?
Wow. Pacific Rim.
have you seen it?
No. Not yet.
You're going to love it.
I'm waiting. It looks insane.
I know it's my job to come in here and say you're going to love it, and I kind of wish I wasn't in the movie and I'd seen it so I could tell people and they'd actually believe me. But I love the movie.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
If you hate fun, then you might not like the movie. If you're like, I only like movies like Sophie's Choice.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It looks huge, like a huge movie.
That's the thing about this movie. It's gigantic.
Yeah.
I would recommend seeing it in IMAX, which is where I saw it for
Absolutely.
the first time, and then like my mind exploded.
What's it about?
Basically, it's about giant monsters coming out of the ocean and the robots that we've built to punch them right in the face. It's like a classic, almost Godzilla-esque. They're called kaiju. The monsters are kaiju. It's like from.
So it is like Sophie's Choice. Okay.
Very much like Sophie's Choice. Like, do I keep the baby? Which child do I keep? And which one do I punch in the face? Because I think it's a lizard from space. But it's just like a fun summer blockbuster. The movie's awesome.
So you're happy with it. When you watch something, or do you like critique yourself like, fuck, I hate this, or are you kind of comfortable and enjoy watching yourself work?
You know what? I've been very lucky to have done so few things that I haven't done one yet that I've been like, like Horrible Bosses was great. So watching that, I was like, oh, this is fun. This is good. I love Sunny. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And, but earlier on, when I started out, it was a lot of like, oh, I hate this crap.
And, I'm reading that your
Wait, can we ask you for one?
Yeah.
One that I hated?
Yeah, one example. We'd love hearing those.
Oh, man. Let me...
Maybe it's a commercial or...
I did tons of shitty commercials. There's like one going around the internet right now that I talked about on a talk show, which is Thomas's Bagel commercial. Really bad. But like,
I love digging those up, man.
Oh, man,
You're like,
yeah.
hey, look at the guy. He look like an idiot.
They always get, like, if you're a young actor and you need to eat, they always got that on you. It's like, you got to do a couple bad gigs. Man, what did I do? Like, I was like the mailroom kid and like the Mary Tyler Moore special, like just like a lot of schlocky little one-liners.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Did you work? Did you have scenes with her or Valerie Harper? Or?
Yeah, there's this funny audition where like she looks at herself in the mirror and I had one line. It was like looking fine. And I sort of said it sarcastically in my audition, like, hey, you don't have to keep checking yourself out. Like, you look okay. And then I get down to set, and they're like, all right, this is Mary Tyler Moore. You can't be sarcastic. You really have to compliment her that she looks very good.
Oh, God.
So, like, looking fine turned into, like, looking fine. A very different thing than what he's such a better actor than I am.
Yeah.
I can't, it doesn't go the other way. I'm not going to go to England and butcher their
It is humiliating when British actors come. Like, I didn't know Gary Oldman was British until I heard him interviewed.
Oh, well, he's just, he's crazy good.
Or Idris, and who else? McNulty on The Wire.
All those guys. You find out they're all British.
Yeah.
And
everyone in Batman, fucking, who Bale and
Christian Bale.
Bale, there's another one. Yeah.
Fuck.
Just like
he does amazing American accent. Yeah.
Are we that easy?
Yeah, I guess so. If you're a great actor, maybe. It's easy.
I think they just have a more intense acting discipline over there. It's learn every accent and where we're just like, hey, you good at fart jokes? Great.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Everyone in America does their Beatles version of an English accent.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it's just terrible.